your boy Reaper. Today is Wednesday, June 11th. It is currently 73 degrees today. The high is supposed to be 88, the low is 74. There is a 20% chance of rain. Today we are going to decant the FPE, the fermented plant extract, the peach fermented plant extract that we started last week. And we're gonna pick some blackberries. We got some stuff to dump into the compost. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm being lazy today. Let's go down here and see. Let's see what's what. I want to set up on the table and work, but it's supposed to keep this stuff out the sun. And then I'm gonna need some water for the second part. When we decant the FPE, we're gonna use the solids that's left to make vinegar. Um, I guess I'll just be walking back and forth. All right. Ain't nothing but a little bit of walking. I don't know. Let's do this. Let's take some water. We're gonna take some flipper ripper. We'll take some water with us. All right, we'll do that. And we got all our stuff set up right here. And we got some compostable materials that we've been collecting: food scraps, paper towels. So let's see how we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna work down there, all right? So let's do it. We're gonna take this and this. We'll take this stuff with us. And then let's see, we can get all this in one trip. Doubtful. Let's take the stuff that doesn't worry about the sun just yet. And then we'll come back and get the fermented plant extract. I never did put it in a smaller jar. I should have. It's almost half a gallon. No, it's almost a quart. So I really needed to put it in like 2-quart jars. I never did. It never did mold either, though. I have been keeping an eye on it. So we're gonna check this. So we're gonna set this right here. We're gonna work with some of this stuff here first. All right. Let's go ahead and deal with the compost. Look at it. We got some Grand Day. What's up, Frogo? Is it? Yeah, it's Frogo. Potato. When this dies, I'm gonna actually dig in this compost bin and get the potatoes out here. And we got some tomatoes. We have been kind of relocating these tomatoes. One of them, can y'all see it? Looking all droopy on the side of that bed, next to that bed. Yeah, doing some farming, man. Some suburban homesteading, some gardening, whatever you want to call it, bro. Trying to grow my own food. Trying to keep the soil healthy to grow my own food. We got some fruit flies everywhere. Now I found to deal with the fruit flies, honestly, if you cover this stuff, for me I cover it with leaves, and that kind of decreases the number of fruit flies. Let's do this here. All right. Nice, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. What about you? You do any farming, any gardening? Anything of the sort? All right, now let's go. While you answering that question, I'm gonna move back up here. We're gonna grab the tripod, and we're gonna grab the peach fermented plant extract. Peach FPE. Look at my lemon tree over there. Yeah, what's good, Gorilla? It's alright, bro. Just checking the garden this morning. Look at my air layer. My air layer doing well. That one here, not so much. But it ain't bad, though, because this one rooted really well. This one, not so much. So all the leaves fell off. But it's still green, still looking to be alive. This one, I just cut off. You know what I'm saying? I just cut a branch, no roots stuck it in the ground. Now, I probably should have popped off all the leaves except for like 2 or 4 at the end. But we're going to leave it there and see what happens. This one here, I'm fairly certain it's going to make it. That one already is a plant. It had a really nice root ball. This one didn't air layer that well, and it's because of me. I messed up. When I was cutting the hole in the bag to place around the cut on the branch, I did not make the hole big enough, so that part of the branch was not in constant contact with the soil, and the roots grew like that too. So, What are you growing? What y'all growing? Anybody farming and gardening? What are you guys growing in y'all garden? What y'all got going right now? What zone y'all in? I don't want to get in people's business. If you want to drop the state that you're in, that's fine. You don't have to drop the city. And what USDA growing zone do you live in? Oh, and I did not get the tripod. This is why I have so many steps at the end of the day. All right. I used to dread coming out here doing this in the morning. It always take me so much longer to stream and do what I need to get done. I'm gonna be for real. Now I enjoy it. I've had friends and people I've met at like the farmers market who actually just kind of bubble up at the idea of somebody gardening every morning. Now I tell the truth. I mean, I would love to have something educational slash interesting every day. I don't. Like today, it's gonna be kind of boring. Other than decanting this, which I totally forgot about. We're gonna pick some berries. Some blackberries are starting to get ready. Yeah. Okay. So we gonna have this here. Let's do this. Flipper ripper. We gonna see if we can set y'all up right here. Get y'all adjusted. Make y'all a little bit taller. Make y'all a little bit taller so y'all can kind of see what's going on. We gonna rotate y'all. Probably not the best angle, honestly, but we gonna hope that works. I'm gonna stand over here like this. All right, all right. So the first thing we're gonna get to is decanting the fermented plant extract. This is just peaches that were starting to go bad. Pulled off all the flesh from around the peach, weighed it, mixed it up with brown sugar, mashed it all up. Now we're gonna use this liquid. This liquid is gonna be used in the garden. And let's do this. Before we start putting sticky liquids and everything everywhere, let's go ahead and write a plant tag. Plant tag. This is going to be peach. Get off me, bud. FPE. And we're gonna put today's date on it since it's ready. And I said today's date when I started the stream, and I don't remember what today's date is. I was still laughing. All right, I got y'all all crooked and stuff, bro. My bad. So this is 6 11 11 6/11/25. All right, bam. That's probably backwards to y'all, I'm sure. Yep, that's cool. We'll make sure this jar is dry so this would adhere better. Nothing crazy about this jar, it's just been cleaned. Hadn't been sterilized or anything else, just, you know, more than likely been in the dishwasher. So whatever a dishwasher does to dishes, probably does kind of sanitize them, not sterilize them maybe. Alright. Bam, bam, bam. Wham, bam. Thank you. Mosquito. I should put some off on or something in the morning. I'm too much careful off in the morning. John had me sticky. Had me getting sticky. Alright, got that on there. Now we're gonna use this as a strainer, a funnel, not a strainer. And we're gonna use this mesh bag as a funnel. I do have it to where I need to get another one. This one has a hole. This should disconnect my headset. Be back shortly. Good deal, good deal. Got what we're looking for. Now I flipped these bags. Who else is in this line, man? Just y'all for the time being. Hopefully some more people show up. What I'm gonna do is flip this bag inside out to where the seams are on the outside. It just makes getting the plant material out of the bag that much easier. Is this bag big enough? I don't know. I usually have a paint strainer, actually, but I cannot seem to locate it. So we're gonna struggle. We're gonna struggle with this. All right. So all we're gonna do is take the top off here. We're gonna just pour this through the bag. Matter of fact, let's not try to pour this through the bag. Let's just put this over the top of the jar, and we're gonna hit it with one of these. Oh, slow down, baby. Don't lose my liquid. That's what I want. And you know what I didn't grab was like a knife or something. Ah, mosquitoes all in my ear, bro. I'm gonna turn on noise canceling. You know, I didn't. Oh, don't fall, baby. I didn't take into account how thick this stuff will be, and so how long it would take to like drain through here. We're gonna see what we can make happen. You know, I got all the utensils to make this less messy, and didn't use them like rubber gloves. Oh, stop falling. I need you. Need you. Now, there was a way simpler way to do this. Like, honestly, I have a 1 gallon paint strainer, and it makes it a little bit easy because then, honestly, a lot of the solids fall through the opening at the bottom in the bag, though. But this bag is just isn't that big. But we're going to give this a squeeze, though. And this is nothing but peach juice and brown sugar, so it's sticky. You don't have to worry about it causing no problems. I'm gonna actually taste this at the end because if there were anything, there's nothing bad growing in here. If it was, I mean, all the sugar that was in here, all the sugar that was in here stopped anything bad from continuing to grow. If there was anything bad in here. So yeah, we're gonna taste this when we finish. I'm not really squeezing this hard. I don't really want to pop this bag. This is like a cheap bag, probably Temu or something. Now you can just let this gravity drip. Of course, it tastes longer, right? All right, now while we decanting this, squeezing this liquid, ooh, bub, squeezing this liquid out of here, the solids that's left, I'm gonna put back in that jar, in the first jar, the half-gallon size jar, and I'm going to add water to it. It already has brown sugar in it, and so then we're gonna let the fruit solids, the sugar, and the water ferment. I put a soft top back on. Probably shouldn't have wiped my hands on that top, but we'll use that until I get in the house to change it. We'll put this soft top on and we'll let it sit for a month or two. And during that process, it's going to convert. First, first, what's going to happen is adding the water is going to decrease the amount of sugar, the concentration of sugar, right? So now the sugar isn't stopping things from growing as much as feeding things that want to grow. So the first thing that's going to happen is the sugar, the wild yeast that's present on everything, is going to start consuming the sugar. They're going to start consuming the sugar, and the byproduct of that is alcohol and carbon dioxide. So the first couple of days to weeks, I'll be stirring this daily. One, to make sure the solid material stays under the liquid, and then two, to, you know what I'm saying, mix up everything, get the sugar redistributed, mix up everything, let the gas come off, because the carbon dioxide is going to push the solids up that's trapped. You know what I'm saying? Any carbon dioxide is trapped underneath the solids. It's just gonna push the solids up above the liquid. Don't want that. Then after a while, once all the yeast finishes converting the sugars to alcohol, another, I guess, bacteria takes over. I think it's called acetobacter. It's gonna start converting the alcohol to vinegar. So first it's gonna have a real alcohol, a really alcoholic smell. It's gonna smell like fermented, it's gonna smell like wine-ish, right? And then after a while it's gonna start smelling like vinegar. Then at that point you just wait. Now I don't buy pH strips, I just kinda give it a baking soda test. I put some baking soda in a little bowl, add regular vinegar to it, white vinegar, see what it does. And then I'll add my vinegar to it to see what it does. I'm really just trying to get I'm trying to get the reaction from baking soda and vinegar. And of course, the more vigorous the reaction, the lower the pH of the vinegar. Move fly, shoe fly. I would say forget it, but the whole reason for doing this for a week is to collect this liquid. So we can't rush the process. I want this liquid. I need this liquid. I really should have put some gloves on now, but I'm just gonna go wash my hands in one of them buckets on the patio. Call it fur. And I can't squeeze this bag too hard. I'm pretty sure it'll rupture. Spewing my guts everywhere. Now this is kind of how we complete the circle, so to say. Like we use some fruit that was starting to go bad to make an input for the garden. Then we take the remains of that and we make a vinegar. Now once we finish with the vinegar, the remains of that is gonna get thrown in the compost. Then we can get it to the compost, give it to the worms, the soil life, and again back to the plants again. Completing the circle, baby. Gotta complete the circle. Oh, we getting smaller and smaller, baby. Nothing but a little bit of patience. Nothing but a little bit of patience. Imagine. I wonder if this is anything like milking a cow. Never milked a cow before. All right, we are getting close. We got plant material coming through the bag. That's cool. That's from me squeezing. We almost got a quart out of that, so that's not bad. All right, we're gonna call that fair. We're gonna pull this right here, and if I hadn't already popped this bag, which I have, look at that, didn't even try. We're going to empty these guts into here. Yep, and I popped the bag. Didn't even feel when it ruptured. I mean, these are not the best idea for decanting stuff. The holes are really, really tiny. All right. I'm gonna drop this in the trash right quick. Halfway in the trash or something. All right, all the way in the trash. Now this is the part. We're gonna just take this water, this rainwater, doesn't seem to be enough of it, honestly. And we just gonna get it out like that though. All right, now two things finna happen. I'm going to get some more water, to wash my hands and get something to stir this with. Be back shortly. All right, now before we add this other water, I'm just gonna go ahead and get us a quick little mix up because it'll be easier. And that's it. You basically just wanna start to get the sugar to dissolve into the water. And this water isn't clean, came off the roof, came off the house, but we're not gonna eat this vinegar. Just gonna use it in the garden. Now I have made all kinds of vinegars, honestly. I've made a cherry vinegar, orange vinegar, which we use in the garden currently, mint vinegar, oregano, um, banana mint was so interesting. It was so good. Now banana mint I made with just tap water that I let sit out for a day. Uh, it was really good. It surprised me. All right, let's do this. First, let's clean this off. We're gonna need to clean, like, looking at this, I'm pretty sure I overfilled this. But we're gonna see. I probably should have left a little head space so this stuff can kind of breathe and expand a little bit for like when the stuff start to float. All right, but that ain't what happened. So we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna put this on the ground to keep it out of the sun, and then when I finish streaming, I'll move it in. This is ready to go. So all I do now is keep a hard top on it, put it in the pantry, so it's not in sunlight, right? Put it in the pantry, and I will use it whenever I mix up. Now here's how it's supposed to be used. Fermented plant extract should be used during fruiting and flowering. Once you have fruit set, you should use it at a ratio of 1 to 1,000. So that's 4 teaspoons to a gallon. I mean, no, 4 milliliters to a gallon. That's too close to a teaspoon. A teaspoon is 5 milliliters. So guess what we go? A teaspoon to a gallon. And then, and we mix it up in our soil soaks and our foliar sprays. All right, same thing with this. No direct sunlight. Bam. FPE done. 20 minutes in. It took care of it. And let's see what we're gonna do about this. Oh, yo, Bama boy, yo, what's good, man? I'm just not looking at this chat. I have to pay attention to who was in this live. That's a sharp look. I live subscribe to your channel. That's what's up, bro. I appreciate the little flipper ripper. We're gonna just quick little walk through the garden. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, I come check the garden in the morning before I start doing a whole lot of stuff, so I can kind of, you know what I'm saying, see what's going on, see what needs to be addressed today. And this ain't no different. So I know I told y'all we picking blackberries. We're gonna get to that, but we gotta take care of the other things first, right? First, we had to decant this. We had to decant the FPE. Now we just had to check the garden. I did a little cleanup. You know what I'm saying? Leaves that were yellowing, I started to remove those. It opens up space at the bottom. And I'm also really enjoying growing this squash vertically. You know what I'm saying? I had to get more cages, because look at that zucchini. I love it. It works really well. Everything looking good. I don't see anything you need to harvest. I put a bag on this leek to try to grab the seeds. Let me try to save the seeds. Not a leek fan, but it grew, so we might as well continue to let them grow. Then we got some grapes, more grapes, some garlic. No, not garlic, some chives down there. Oh, you know what? We do have some garlic that look like it sprouted in the spring and not the fall, and it's starting to die. Pull over. Let's go get that little hand trowel. Let's go pop that garlic out the ground. Let's pop that garlic out the ground and see what's going on. Alright, see? So that's right there by that tape. We're gonna go up right here like this and see if we can get that out of here. over there. Look at this. See, this is why I don't. I'm gonna have to set y'all down. Flipper ripper. My device is tripping about being sideways. So I'm all in your extreme close up. I'm gonna let y'all handle one of these right quick. Is this how I? Yep. Rotate that down. A tinch. Let me get up there. No. So I can get up out of here. I'm assuming this was a garlic, but it's don't look like we're gonna be able to tell. Just to destroy this little cheap. No bulb came up. So I'm thinking, starting to wonder if that was a leak and not a garlic. We got one more to try. All right. I'm going to grab a shovel. I don't have time to be playing around with that little thing. See, that's exactly what I figured that was gonna be. A little bitty garlic. All right, that's that. We're gonna put that here. Flip a ripper, and we're gonna get back out here to these berries. Let's see, we got ginger growing, some oregano, clear sage, patchouli, echinacea, purple cornflower. This here. In the middle is a grape. Excuse me, either side, ginger. All right, everything looking good. No real complaints. Peppers are looking good. This pepper here hanging in there. I don't know what's the deal, but it's hanging in there. Got some squash, some pollinators, a mater on the fence, another mater. Got some lettuce still growing. Surprised that hadn't gone to seed. And we have propagations. This is a propagation station. Seedling and propagation station. All of them spider plants are propagations. At the bottom we have blackberries and a couple mulberries. In that pot that says drift, those are grapes. All right, that's enough of that stuff. Hey tomato, you hanging in there? Barley. All right, let's go. We're gonna put this garlic up here. And we're gonna go grab some berries. Let's go grab some blackberries. Probably should have brought the bags. I need to finish bagging these berries as well. All right, is Miss Ducky out here? Let's go say hey to the resident duck, Miss Ducky. Grand day, Miss Ducky. Oh man, my phone done got wet. Not that that's a problem, but I don't want to push anything unintentional. Let's go say hey to Miss Ducky. Hey, Miss Ducky. Y'all see Miss Ducky? Everybody say hey to Miss Ducky. Grand day, Miss Ducky. How you be, baby? Can't wait to see you and your children running around. Wonder what y'all gonna eat out my garden. All right. Yup. Yard is. It's that time to cut the yard. Look at my new sugar cane patch. Now I just have to source some sugar cane. So as it stands right now, this is looking good. I mean, honestly, this is looking really well to only have been tilled once. I was planning on tilling it a second time. Honestly, don't know if I am. Now I just need to find some sugar cane. I also planted some sorghum Sudan grass the same day I tilled that. Those seeds are a few years old. Oh, it's a cat. Look at that cat. Hey, cat. That is not my cat. I don't have a cat. He chilling. I hope he eating the squirrels or something. I'm gonna be for real. Eat them squirrels, la homie. Okay, let's do this. Y'all can see these bears. We got a bunch of bears. I doubt I'm gonna have y'all on my chest. Have y'all bouncing around for that. So I'm probably gonna just set y'all down somewhere where y'all could just watch me work. Watch me work. Let's see if we can find a good spot. Really don't like having my button back to the camera, but let's pick this up a little bit. And we're gonna make this a little bit taller. A lot taller, actually. Let's see what that's looking like. What they're looking like. Ain't nothing but a little bit straight. We're gonna see how that works. All right, now we got two bins, one to collect berries in, one to collect bad berries in. I am going to use the bad berries for the same reason. I'm gonna use the bad berries to make something called a FPJ, a fermented plant. Well, actually, this will be a fermented plant extract as well. If I grab the berries while they were still green, and I did the same thing, weighed them, add brown sugar to them, I will be making a fermented plant juice, a FPJ. But considering they're ripish berries that have just been poked at, eaten, or just bad, it'll be a fermented plant extract. So good berries here, bad berries there. Whew. Now I have to start somewhere, huh? Okay, radio. Let's see what we're gonna do. I'm gonna drop these, and I guess I'm gonna start. Why would I want to start? I spent all this time setting y'all up to where y'all can see me, and then I would want to start somewhere where y'all can't see. Alright. Now all of these berries won't be 100% ready, right? They probably get a little bit bigger. Some of them are still shiny. They taste better when the shine is gone. But we're harvesting berries now, right? So we're gonna grab them now. And I didn't cover all of them yet, so we will lose some. Two. See that bird damage and that those little white ones? It's probably damage from stink bugs. Yeah, stink bugs, and I think leaf-footed bugs will eat these. So this one goes into the bad bin, the other two go into the good bin, and we continue on. Now when they are ready, when most of them in the bag are turned black, and I'll be able to come through, shake the bag, and everything is ready to fall off, and I just empty the bag out. You know what I'm saying? All I need to do then is separate the good ones from the bad ones. So this method has its pluses and its minuses. I'm gonna be for real, the time consuming part though. That's for the birds. We're gonna do a little pruning too. This is dead at this time. We're gonna do that. Oh, I've also started using my spent blackberry plant as stakes in the water. So as these finish up this year, they're not gonna put off any more berries. So everything on this side is gonna die back. Everything on this side, I'm moving to this side as new growth. So we get berries on this side next year. But all these canes that are formed, I'm gonna cut them long, of course, and let them dry. And we need decent steaks. Probably won't be a multi-use steak, but it worked. Y'all see them berries? Y'all see them berries? Somebody come in and look at this. Somebody come in here and look at this. Man, they just splattered. Let me let y'all get a close up of them birds. Where them birds at? Where them birds, boy? Boy, where them birds? Look at them birds. Oh yeah, babe. Oh yeah, baby. Good year or two. That's all that took. Alright. I see one. That's bad. It's soft. It's probably like the first one. Ready? Probably. Drop that in the bag. Let's get this close. That ain't gonna stay. I don't know why you wanna play that game here. I think this year we're gonna try to make blackberry wine. We should have enough blackberries to do so. So I think I'm going to do so. Give, give it a shot. That's a bad one. About 2 feet. 1 feet. All right. Rest of them not ready yet. Now we're gonna move on along this thing. Nothing on this that's ready. A couple on that are gone bad for whatever reason. Get rid of those. Alrighty. I hear a bird. I love coming out here and working until the sun runs me in. Love it. Birds talking. I guess he got cats. I have no clue what that cat was doing in the yard. He had to be looking for something to eat. Right? Cats don't eat veggies or fruit. So I'm hoping that he's looking for a chicken, a squirrel or something. Alright, 2 of these are bad. Yep. One of them's good. God, this is terrible. I wish I just had like a big mesh bag. Like I've seen big bags that they put around like blueberry plants. I think I'm gonna have to, I don't know, break out my ingenuity. See if I can get multiple of those bags and like, I don't know, try to sew them together. So I could just drape this over this whole thing. That would be awesome. I won't have to come in here and do this. I have to bag these gents. Alright, let's get y'all moved a little bit. Let's try to grab some of these unbagged berries. Some of them are good. Some birds got it. I'm pretty sure some insects have gotten this. Yep, that looks like insect damage. But man, these are looking great. See, look at it. Let me get y'all. Let me see if I can get y'all in. Let's flip this. Let's see if I can get y'all in on this bug and see the damage it's caused. See that bug that's behind that leaf? See him? It's hanging out in there. That's a leaf-footed bug. See that? I think that's a leaf-footed bug. It might be an assassin bug. I don't know. I think we're gonna call it a bad bug and we're gonna just give it a little squish. I am blaming that bug for the reason the berries in this bag have the little spots on them, the light spots. That's from when they poke the berry, right? They poked the berry with their mouth parts and started to suck the juice out. There's several in this bag that are like that. So what I'm also going to do is just check the bag and the surrounding plants for any bugs, stink bugs, leaf-footed bugs. Them some big bugs on the bag. Alright. But just the fact that these bags are gonna make this take like 1.5 times. You know what? Let me stop. Because without the bags, it wouldn't take any time because the birds would have been gone. My nieces came over yesterday and we picked berries. The smallest one, chicken nugget. She almost fell off in the bowl. Didn't want to save her mom, no. Didn't want to save her TT. Didn't want to save her sisters. That's a weird looking. You're gonna go and eat that this morning. This one ain't gonna be all that sweet. The more red in them, the more tart they are. That was really tart. Alright. Now my OCD is killing me. Do I start in the back? Do I continue around the back or the front? Let's go around the back, bro. I see more berries in the back. I see more berries in the back. Let's see. Can we? Can you see? Yeah, you see. Collection containers. We're gonna pick back up. All right, kind of starting at the top. Let's go top. Let's see if we can get this berry. Check it. I wonder if that cat gonna hang around too. Better not be messing with my duck though. I say my duck. Better not be messing with Miss Ducky or her kids. Let me just give us a shake. Shake's pretty good spot to shake. Just let that ready come off with the shake. Alright. All the bees should do it. Let's get through it. Check this chat. I doubt anybody's in the chat talking about anything. But it's possible. Nah, it look like the same. No, no, no. Alright, cool. Let's keep moving. Let's just keep on going. Half there, still in the bag. All out. Gotta reclaim. Alright, checking the berries. One of these is bad. These on the ground. That's gonna be a tough. I'm gonna keep that top. Why? Cause I like top ones. And you mix it with sweet beer. Alright, let's see. Yeah, we'll try to do a little reconfiguration. Some of these berries didn't get bagged because they were flowers when I started bagging. And so they have to get pollinated by the insect first. So you have to wait till they turn those green little dots. So they can get there, right? The tangy red ain't gonna kill them, but they could be sweet. Uh-oh, he fell down. Oh, I also need to clear the blueberry bush. I'll probably do that later on. Only thing left on the blueberry bush is just small berries, and the birds are starting to try to pick at them through the bag. Y'all see my marks. That's all y'all can see. Voice. Hey, Robin. So Robin hopping around. I got these blackberries from my mother. She's a gardener as well. She had all of my she has blackberries. She tired of doing it. They won't grow in the spot I put them in. So one summer a few years back, went up there. She asked if I mind helping her dig up some blackberries. It's like, Mom, I ain't come here to work. But I tell you what, though, if I can take that blackberry with me, I dig it up. She said, well, I don't care what you do with that blackberry. You get it out the yard. They got a trash bag and some soil and a shovel. The rest is history. Matter of fact, the one that's in this pot is definitely one of hers, and I think two others. Which is crazy. This pot the first one I'm picking on is in a pot. This pot isn't even filled with soil. It's probably halfway filled with soil. The bottom, I would say the bottom is open, but the bottom has holes in it, drainage holes. So I'm fairly certain the roots have left the pot into the ground. But that's okay. I do want to grow a fully contained blackberry, like in a pot that doesn't have holes in the bottom. To see how well they do. Because we run across a lot of people who always say, I don't have enough space to grow stuff. I'm like, man, you got a window. You can grow it in a bucket. Just need to temper your expectations in a bucket. And by temper your expectations, if you grow a tomato in the ground, right, for instance, and just throw out a random number, you can get 25 tomatoes from that plant in the ground. If you put it in a bucket, don't expect to get 25 tomatoes. What would you get? Don't know, but don't expect to get 25. Are you gonna get anything? You will. So it's not a dead effort. It is worth the effort. Because at a minimum, you get a chance to grow your own food. See how therapeutic that is. You know what I'm saying? Because people always say, well, you got in the garden all day, I can't. You know what I'm saying? Off and on, it's all you do. I mean, I chose to garden like this. This is, you know what I'm saying? I like it, I enjoy it. It's a hobby, it's therapeutic. Really, really get something beneficial from it. To help the mind, body, and spirit. Man, I'm not gonna get bags and stuff in here. Maybe I don't have to, maybe the birds won't be able to reach in there. Let's see, pick up right here. Little berries. Have a good little breakfast mode. And I'll be out here harvesting berries until it heats up. I mean, because it's good to harvest in the morning. The sun ain't on them yet, the berries haven't heated up. That's okay. Emotional damage. A lot of these are damaged. That's cool. It looked like there might have been aphids in that bag. A whole bunch of little white. Already every bag has a hole in it. Let's see. I'm always trying to consolidate, right? Put as many flower clusters in a bag, or berry clusters at this point, in a bag as possible. Everyone can use these bags. Probably just bigger bags, see if I can put more clusters in there. Wait, that's not ready yet. That's not ready yet. I'm not sure. Good shoot. But shoot. All in there ready. We still in the shot. Alright, big. Oh, berries that I had last year that I let go bad on the plant. I kept those berries. I want to grow out the seed. Why? Why not? Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We do try to grow heirloom varieties of things because we are getting to the point to where we are harvesting seeds. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to close the circle, right? Trying to close the gap. We don't really want to buy seeds of things we already grow because we should already have seeds from them. We just really want to buy seeds for new genetics, new things that we're adding to the homestead. That's the point of it, right? Hey, good. You look good. Uh-oh, sun fell down. No, that was good. Okay. times longer just because I gotta take off and then put back on back. That's okay. I'm not gonna complain about the time. It's just time, right? It's just time. And out here in nature, I'll be singing a different song once it's 95 degrees. All right, let's turn it down a little bit like that. A little bit like that. All right, a little bit like that. Okay, okay. You're gonna reach in here and grab some of these berries. I'm kind of seeing now. I may not have to bag them all. If I can keep them in the interior to where birds can't get to them, it might be safe. Now these are ones that I'm calling bad. Like a spot or two on there, probably not gonna cause any problem. And then again, these are your berries, so you eat them how you want to. But if I were selling these, you know what I'm saying? We buy things aesthetically that are aesthetically pleasing, right? Have you ever had a dish that tastes amazing but looks like garbage? And if you didn't trust the preparer or for whatever reason, you probably wouldn't have even tried that dish. I'm saying we don't really want to do that with our food. I mean, with our fruits and veggies. Because let's be for real, you go into a grocery store and you see, you know what I'm saying, berries with spots on and some without. Which ones are you gonna get? That's just you know which ones you're gonna get. The ones without the spots. I would. See like these three. Can you see? Hey, not really. Not no sunlight, kind of dark. All three of these are bad. In the bad bin. See if it's anything good. Now I'm fairly certain. I mean, you know, I'm fairly certain that these damaged ones, a bug got in there and was yump, 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 yump. We see some on some red berries. We're gonna get rid of them. And yeah, if you see damage to red berries, you might as well go ahead and pop them off. Let's not let them spend trying to ripen the berry. Doesn't mean we're not going to. Right? The plant has a finite amount of energy to use for producing berries. You have to use it wisely. Alright. We're gonna keep on moving. This is over already. Wait. Y'all ain't trying to keep y'all. We're gonna work on this little cameraman. Who's the cameraman? I'm Eels. We're gonna work on that dude. We can probably identify that dude. Get another one. Oh, that big is pop. That was super red. Yep, that was good. Alright. Let's see, can we get both of these in? Kind of a long strip forward. Good. Somebody in the subdivision walking and talking to her. Seems to be by herself. Must be on the phone. Let's tie this one back up on his bag. Over him now, so alright. Some of these are really falling out. I was not even expecting it. Not even expecting it. You're not good. You're good. No. Yeah. Nope. Yup. Man, some of y'all I'm still surprised every time I grab some of these big berries. I'm gonna be for real. It's like honest. I expect 1 year for all of them to be like, normal size berry. We tricked you. Honestly, I'm gonna be for real. Blackberries are fairly easy to grow. They don't really require a whole lot of maintenance. The trellis that I built, I will say that they need a trellis because of the way they grow. Because they flower cane variety, they grow on the 2nd year growth. Because of that, then you know they're gonna need somewhere to fruit and another place to grow. So they just this type of trellis made it easy. And this trellis was made with reclaimed wood. So as the fence parts of my fence fell down because it's old, right? Um, those 4-inch posts are 8 feet long, about 2 feet in the ground. So when they break off at the ground level, they're about 6 feet tall. So when I put these in the ground at 6 feet tall, I put them down 2 feet, so they end up being 4 feet, which is how tall I wanted this. So they worked out. Didn't really have to buy any wood. The cross members are from the fence, stringers that have gone bad, just cut off the bad ends, use the other parts. I think one of them is like, I don't know, 4 feet, 3 feet, and the other one is 2.5 feet, 2 feet, something like that. The rest of it is just let it grow. I mean, you do have to fertilize. I say you have to. I do fertilize these with a spoma berry tone. That's what I use for these. I put it on last year. I put it on once a year in the spring. Then I read that you're supposed to do it in the spring and the fall. So I may do it again in the fall. I want to move away from using that to just using natural farming stuff. But I found a decent sized bag on sale, so I bought it, and so I want to use it until it's gone. Now I still use my KNF practices, my Korean natural farming practices as well. But you know, why not? Why not? Why not? Like it is organic. I don't mind using things that are on the OMRI listed. Um, OR the OMRI listing for organic materials that can be used in the garden. I'm okay with that. And I will use bone meal, blood meal, and soil acidified, which I think I'm gonna stop buying soil acidified for my blueberries and just move to elemental sulfur. I mean, whenever you buy another product out the store, they put fillers in it. I mean, they have to, right? They just have to. And so, even though I get the right amount of sulfur in um, the soil acidifier, it's only like, I think it's like 18%. So that means like the other, what is it, 72%, 82%? 82% is just filler, inert filler. I don't really want to be paying for stuff I ain't gonna use in the garden. That's ridiculous. And so we're gonna try that. Matter of fact, as I say that, it's time to treat the blueberries with some soil acidifier. I try to treat them every other month. So I think this is the month to treat them. Man, this thing big, bro. Big, bro. All right, we're gonna probably call it right here. It's been about an hour. It's time for me to go do some other stuff and get back to this when I catch a break. Oh, it feels so nice out now. Man, where did I leave off at? Am I gonna make a mental note? Whoa! I stepped in my garden. That stuff is still wet, so I almost fell down. I almost fell down. Not bad. Not a bad little haul, considering this is probably a quarter of the berries that's on here that are currently ready. All right. Let's do this. Let's move this. All right. Appreciate you for showing up. Let's see what we ended up with. We ended up with not a lot so far, a few blackberries. Ha 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 ha. And then we ended up with some material that's gonna make us some more nutritive inputs for the garden. So my goal again is to close that circle. We can compost these, that's cool, but we can have another need. We have another need for them before composting, so we'll use that. All right, let's grab these. I'm I'm gonna leave that stand out here. I'll come back and get it. I need to go get my FPEs and stuff. All right, Miss Ducky. Miss Ducky, you still out there? Hey, Miss Ducky. See you in a little bit, Miss Ducky. All right, man. Y'all know how this goes. Appreciate everybody for showing up, hanging with your boy. Tomorrow we will be back out here. What are we gonna do tomorrow? I don't know currently. So that means as I work in the garden today, we'll find something to do for tomorrow. Off the top of my head though, I should be finished with these blackberries by now. I need to mix up some more soil. I have some ginger that we grew last year. It's been sitting on the counter and it looks like it's ready to sprout now. So we're gonna put those in some pots. We have another spot that we're gonna plant that ginger in. I found out last year that ginger survived in one of my beds. So I have a good feeling that it'll survive in the ground year round. So without having to bring it in. So we're gonna plant some ginger so we can create a little ginger patch. Oh, you know what? I gotta check on my Cadota feed. Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. See that bug up in there? That's if I ain't mistaken, that's a squash bug nymph. Never a good thing. That's also what's eating the berries. That one, I got a worm on it. This is why you don't eat the bad ones. All right. Oh yeah, I'll show y'all my baby. My Cadota feed, bro. I left it out there and didn't give it any water. All the leaves fell off. The tips are still green, so it looked like it's hanging in there. It's been in this water for pushing 24 hours. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this out of this water. We don't want it to live there. We're just gonna stick it right here. I have to move this afternoon because this spot will be in the sunlight this afternoon. All right, let's go ahead and finish this thing up. Let's call it fair. Appreciate everybody for showing up, hollering at your boy on the homestead. Y'all know how we do it. Create more than you consume. You don't have to suck at this because I do. Y'all have a good one, all right? Peace.